Welcome to the CFG Game Cast, episode number 168, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers that like to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Fridays and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, and so much more. So show us love. Give us a follow on Facebook, a subscribe on YouTube, or a like or follow on Twitch, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, and with me today is just my second seat friend. We got Lex on the second seat. What is going on, my cyborg?
I am your resident robot, not from the future. This week's been a little crazy. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff personally and trying to get some court stuff settled down and figured out. Worst puzzle of my life for sure. But I it's kind of one of those weeks where after doing all of that all day long and then the other days of the week having to run my best friend around town to doctor's appointments, I was just like mentally drained. And it's rare. Like I talk to myself throughout the day. That's just something I've done since I was a child. But I have been like dead quiet in my office when I'm in here. And Dust has come in and checked on me a few times, like, are you okay? Normally it's like living with a parrot and you talk all day and you're just quiet. I'm like, I just don't want to talk. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just kind of want to be left alone. But last week I started not feeling so good with the spring weather because I am a robot. My drain doesn't like to do what it's supposed to do, and that is to drain fluid off my brain. So I've spent a lot of bedtime or time in bed and just rewatching Once Upon a Time. Even though I've watched that series like 6 times, I love it. I don't know what it is, but like fairy tales and then watching YouTube like dodo videos about pets like finding their happy endings. That's like all I can
That's your happy
stomach.
place?
That's my happy place. I feel like spring too. I guess, this year's a little different because I'm going through some hardships and my birthday's coming up and I'm not looking forward to it at all, which normally I wouldn't, it's a birthday. It happens every year. No big deal. But it's going to be the anniversary of my dad's death. And so I'm kind of like maybe thinking I just celebrate like my half birthday in November from here on out and just kind of skip my birthday altogether. But just been dealing with a lot of personal stuff. I've been playing a lot of Have a Nice Death Day. Thank you for the recommendation. I absolutely love it. We tried chapter 6 of Labyrinthine. I had heard a lot of commotion on the community tab that it was pretty much unbeatable. Our group got really far, or so we thought, and I had to tap out because I was having like a sleep attack, and I was having
How long were you
cataplexy.
playing it?
Oh God, I think we started at like 6:30 and by 8:15 I started having, it's called cataplexy, when I get a sleep attack. Like I can't really move my hands very much. Like my arms and legs just kind of become jello. Like if I go to pick something up, I drop it. And I was having that effect. So I was pressing my keys to run away from this monster and I couldn't do it. And I realized like, oh, I'm having a sleep attack. I have to stop. So I had to pull out, and the others ended up having to pull out too after several more hours. But one person in our group beat it. So we're going to try to tackle it again next week. But a lot of our games that we like to play as a group have all gotten like updates. Devour got a new map and a new bad guy. Labyrinthine with the new chapter. What else? There's one more. Oh, Forsaken has a new bad guy. So we've kind of been going through the gambit of playing all of the games and, just having fun. But I could only game with people twice this week, and the rest I was like, I'm done. I can't. I don't want to talk to anybody. It's one of those. It's one of those weeks,
Yeah, I definitely feel you on that.
Depression's hitting hard.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's like you were saying earlier about like it didn't normally get depressed. I mean, it's not. I mean, as far as I know, it's like people definitely get like half seasonal depression. So who's to say? Who's to say what is normal and what isn't?
Yeah, well, and I normally don't get seasonal depression. I think it's because that time of the year that I've been dreading is coming up. I mean, I have depression because when I got sick, I couldn't play roller derby anymore. I couldn't be active anymore. I can't lift more than a gallon of milk, which is a stupid rule. I couldn't do like my
You can't
normal
drink
stuff.
milk. Why?
No,
Because they'll have.
I can't pick
Oh,
up more than a gallon of milk. So like I used to do deadlifts and stuff at the gym. So I did
uh,
like heavy lifting. Can't do that anymore.
yeah.
So I'm just I'm figuring out that new normal. It
Mm,
was a little depressive and like sometimes it would get me down, but losing my dad, my ride or die, my best friend, and it's coming up on his 1 year is just it's hit me hard. And I think this
mm.
week has kind of just been like, nobody talk to me. I'm just gonna watch cute little animal videos and play games by myself. And I don't want to talk to nobody, even myself.
Oh wow.
And but I'm that friend that's like, I'm depressed, but let me tell you a joke.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So at least I'm not like a super downer depressed person. But
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean there. That's
Do you
well, I
even
mean.
lift, bro? Not anymore. I used to squat 550 and now I can't anymore. And like my or that was my leg lifts, but I could squat like
I was just
220.
saying, like, I can't imagine you benching that.
Yeah, no, no, no,
I was like,
no. Benching
what?
is different. I can squat about 220 on my shoulders.
Mm,
I can push with my legs when you like lay back and you do the leg pushing machine. I can do about 450, but
I
like
think the rule of thumb is I think you should be able to you should be able to use like two times your body weight to lift out with your leg presses.
that would be
And it
3.5 times my weight. But yeah,
Yeah. Well,
because
I'm saying
I'm
the average
yeah.
is two
Yeah, yeah,
times
yeah.
your body weight.
Yes.
Yeah,
But, like,
that's
if
all good.
at this point, if somebody got trapped under a car in an emergency with my adrenaline, I might be able to pick up the
The
car.
last person I would ask to do that is it would be you because I'd be like, yeah, we don't want to we don't want to have a scenario that she does pick the car up that should then all of a sudden brain aneurysm or something. No,
Alright,
I
you
would
know
be
what?
like that.
In
No.
the heat of a moment to save somebody, I absolutely would. I would be like, "Fuck my brain, I can have surgery later, it's fine."
Jesus. Yeah,
I
well,
know.
we'll definitely no, we'll hopefully feeling better on that better. So that I mean, but everyone's here for you for that.
Get
So
getting a vacation soon, so I'm excited. But how are
mhm.
you, my friend? What's been new with you?
I am getting frustrated because it's the springtime, right? Like it's the springtime and and my lawn is crazy. This is my like as you know, I just moved to a new house and my lawn's green grass is just growing like ridiculous. I already got the crabgrass, which I really can't stand. So I'm already getting treatment done to get rid of that stuff. But the problem is I don't have a lawnmower. I don't have a weed eater. I'm trying to find a good one, a good electric one. So I've been going through different places, but yeah, these things are because of inflation. These things are like I just don't want to spend. It's going to cost like $500 or $600 just for the lawnmower alone. And I was like, no, no, I just need to find the deal if I can find it. So right now, I'm just gonna hire some people to mow the lawn. It cost me like $25 $30
Honestly,
for that.
that's gonna be, like, more cost effective in the long run is just to
Yeah.
hire, like, a little bit of a landscaper. I'm having weed problems right now, and I'm waiting for my HOA to send me a letter. We have fake grass. Like, I don't know how to explain my house. Like, we're close together, but we're not townhomes.
Mhm.
I call them starter homes. Like, a couple moves in and, like, they don't plan on having kids for a while kinda house. But,
Right.
I have a fake patch of fake grass on my yard, because my honeysuckles died, and they were cool. They, like, wrapped around, like, the little patio gate that we have, and we're up a little higher, but, like, my fake grass somehow has weeds.
Okay.
Great. So
Yeah.
my
That would
HOA is
be
gonna kick my butt
it.
waiting for that
uh,
letter. You know what might be a good idea? Ask your neighbor if they have a lawnmower you can borrow.
Yeah, yeah, I do. I just have a weird like I was thinking about that, and but then these guys oddly because when the person sees lawn mowing companies wants to do business, they leave their cards. I got their cards. I called one of them, and he said, "Oh, $20." And I'm like, $20? Okay, it's but then again, I'm kind of waiting to see what my other options are because like usually you get what you pay for $20. I think that $20 is not going to be a very good job, but we'll see. That's all. That's most of the thing I've been stressing out mostly today because I need to get that going because I don't want to get an HOA warning either. But in the meantime, though, while I was doing that, I was playing a game and stuff. Good dog. just wiping his butt on the on the carpet. But was
Opie, no.
was
Sorry.
what was it called? Oh, I was just playing a random like 2K WWE 2K23. A friend gave it to me, and I was like, I haven't played a wrestling game in like what 12 years. So we tried playing it. So I was like just playing it, messing around with the creator mode. Then I was like, oh wow, okay, this creator mode isn't that hard. It only took me like 45 minutes to play my create my character. Like, oh no, you didn't do the move list yet. Like, oh, I have to create my own move list too. It's like, oh yeah, it's not that bad. 5 hours. Took me 5 hours to do the whole freaking move list for a creative character so I could bring in the story. But I'm like, first and last time I'll ever do this again.
You know
you know?
what's funny though? I
Ugh,
have one of my spooky crew, Drago Reaper. He is obsessed with it. Normally, he's playing like role playing games with other friends. No,
uh-huh.
no. Every time I see him online, he's playing the wrestling, the
Yeah.
2K23 or whatever, and he's loving it.
To be honest with you, it's not a bad game. It's just like but like to create your own wrestler stuff, and also make your own music and entrances. Cool that you can do all that. All I cared about was I wanted to do the GM mode with some friends, which basically like you're a manager and you have to go and you have to do the optics of the show and then get money and people and stuff. And then if you play with friends, it's a more a better stake. So
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, we haven't done that yet. We're gonna start that next week. I'm debating if I want to record or stream that one, but I'm not
Hmm.
sure yet. But we'll see. But no, it was a good it was definitely a good week. So
Good.
yeah,
I'm glad to
yeah, for
hear
the
it.
most part. Yeah.
Opie.
So
Oh my goodness, girl. Sorry. She's
his
just like,
booty his
she's like, let me clean this
Obi's
booty.
Obi's booty's itching. He's like needing it. She's like he's trying to be all coy about it. She's just like, you know what? He's like, I ain't doing anything. Just turn around.
Yeah.
Just turn
She's giving
around.
me the look. She's like, my back was to everybody.
It's like
It
I could. It's like it could have been much worse.
could have.
Essentially. All right. Okay, but that's good. But I know y'all don't want to talk about Opie trying to scratch her butt. So let's go through the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic of discussion through the previous week of video games. The topic would or could be a game itself or something that happened in the gaming industry, and we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners or viewers on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook, and so on, to be a part of the conversation. So if there's something you wanting to chime in about whatever we're talking about, by all means, type it inside the chat. We would love to discuss it with you, and we could go and we'll go from there. So, Lex, what is your topic for the week?
Great question. So, if you guys don't know, there was a limited comic book series called The Last Ronin. And a lot of people kind of are saying that it's like God of War inspired. I disagree. I think it's more like Hawkeye's story after the snap and how he kind of, you know, goes on a killing spree. That's more of what it reminded me of. It came out in 2020. It's very dark. It's a great read if you're into that, but be warned again, trigger warning, it is dark. But we just got news that they're going to actually be making it into a freaking game, and I'm so stoked. So basically, to give you a rundown without spoiling anything, if you have not read the series, The Last Ronin is about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but only one has survived. The other three have been killed by the Foot Clan, and so it's kind of his revenge story. I won't tell you which turtle remains, but it's an interesting change in dynamic for them. It's fantastic. It's so dark. It's a little gory at times. But they are making they're making The Last Ronin into a video game. Now, they have kept the developer under wraps. Nobody knows who's actually creating what they are hoping to be a AAA game. But it's very interesting. So again, published in 2020, it was a 5 mini issue by IDW. It takes place in a dark futuristic New York where three of the four turtles have been killed. The surviving turtles, whose identity is revealed at the end of the first issue, I'm not spoiling it, dons a black mask instead of, their colorful masks that all four of them had originally. And he seeks revenge by fighting crime using both of his and his fallen brother's weapons. If you know the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they all have their specific weapons. He uses all of them. So they're going to translate this into a game. Rosen also mentions in the same interview that Paramount sees opportunities to create different types of Teenage Mutant Turtle games that target young and young adult audiences. So this is definitely going to be not made for kids, which I like. They are, of course, if you don't know, the Teenage Mutant Turtles are kind of getting like a renaissance right now. So the well-received beat 'em up Shredder's Revenge last year, the nostalgia of the Trip of Cowabunga collection, and a Shredder-themed Call of Duty pack, and even a new animated film coming to theaters in August. So I was excited to hear about it, and we were kind of discussing before the podcast that this was my topic, and you've also read the series, and I was curious how you feel about The Last Ronin. I was gonna say, so Scyther in our Twitch chat said, "I'm confused. Aren't Ronin samurai that are ones that failed their masters?" Technically, no. In feudal Japan during the 1185 to 1865, a Ronin was a type of samurai who had no lord or master, and in some cases, also severed all links with his family and clan. So they didn't technically have a master. Um, if that kinda clears that up. Yeah, right. Yeah, correct. It's more of a play on the words. Well, and, yeah, right. Oh, no, they can only hear me. Uh-oh. Are you guys just having him on a delay, or can you only hear me?
Oh, you're talking about the screen
Oh,
because
apparently I'm only talking to myself.
hold on. Switch to two screen. Are you able to hear me now? Okay, yeah. Oh, because
Interesting, weird.
okay. I know why. It's because they weren't hearing. Okay, so when I switched over to solo to you, was it was only showing hearing you. Okay, I got you.
Got it.
My
Okay.
my mistake. Yeah. Oh well. Yep. This is let's let the steps for fire keep on going. But yeah, I would say that yeah that yeah technically you're correct, Scyther. That technically the word Ronin is meant is an association with samurais, not
Mhm,
ninjas. But
correct.
no one cares. Let's just say it. No one cares. But like
Yeah.
with to that extent towards it, they're just gonna go with it because it just sounds cool. And then but people can easily say Ronin. Yeah, but I know you care, but yeah. So like, I mean, that it's just like I think the game, like, since y'all didn't hear me before, I was gonna say this. Uh, if they're gonna give you a reason to beat more characters up in the story with the Ronin world, with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ronin world. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna say no to that. I love the games that they've been recently releasing out on it, and hopefully the storytelling is good. Well, would have preferred would have been like a mini series, animated mini series. I mean, I can't have my cake and eat it too. So we'll just go. We'll see
Well,
where
not
that's
to
gonna
say that
go.
they won't do it, but
Oh, fuck
the
you.
problem is too is a lot. I think a lot of the like the collective, social climate, they assume Teenage Mutant Turtles is very PG and for children, whereas this definitely isn't. This is
Not
much more
really.
for an adult audience. You think?
Because no, because well, okay, so it's kind of weird. So Ninja Turtles always had a weird history. So like
Mhm.
the original history when Ninja Turtles was first came out with the Baird and Eastman, the originals, it was a
Mhm.
very violent. It was a violent book. And even now, even IDW, who does the comics, even though Nickelodeon has the rights to it, has been fairly kind of violent too. Not as bad as what it was back in the day, but it was still bad. Like for instance, one of the episodes was the death of Donatello. Like when Rocksteady and Bebop beat the crap out of him so badly, like he broke his shell, and and they showed all of it and stuff
I
like
don't
that.
remember
So
that.
yeah, that was about 5 years
Is this a
ago, I believe.
book or is
Yeah,
this
it's a
the
book.
act? Oh, see, I'm talking about, like, the animated series and
Oh, the
things
anime
like
series
that.
is different, yeah. But then
Yeah,
again, the live action movie, the very first live action movie was also very, because remember when Raph got his ass handed to him, like
yeah.
by the Foot Clan?
Oh, yeah.
It's always kinda crazy. So, but like they can get grittier. They choose not to because, like I said, Nickelodeon has the rights to it, so it's gonna be really hard for them to do it. And even the new movie, which looks very good, don't get me wrong, like they're making them like kind of like a tween age, 12, 13 years old, and like it's a kind of retrograde back to something even further back to what we even know who they were.
Right.
So it's kind of crazy. Forrest Whitaker had a great Ronin film. Which was that Ghost Dog? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, Ghost Dog. Yeah, every
I don't
time.
think I've seen it.
You should watch Ghost Dog. That should be the ideal movie.
You know what's
The kid-
funny is over the weekend, Dustin and I watched, Puppet Master because we
oh
played the
God.
Puppet Master game last week.
Oh
And so
God.
we've been going through all the Puppet Masters. They're so funny. However,
Oh.
both of us, when the leech woman comes on, we're like, nope, nope, nope. But we've been going through that series, so I might have to pop in Ghost Dog this weekend
Okay.
as well.
Ghost Dog is, yeah, well, it's not like a horror, but it's just it's like of all people, it's like it's his own like who would have thought the last samurai is Tom Cruise. It's the kind of situation for Forrest Whitaker being a samurai in Brooklyn. I love it. It's just good. It works. It works. But let's see. Blue Spear says TMNT always reminds me how I mistakenly got my friend in like fourth grade in trouble. I would love to hear that story, but we'll go with
Same.
that. but uh, but yeah, I think that like I mean, it's claimed the last one is the book is the pinnacle storyline that Ninja Turtles fans will always refer to it because it was just it was done. It was a small series, and it was like okay, it was an outside world from what the regular world is. They just expanded on it not that long ago, I believe, like maybe 2 weeks, a month ago, with this next installment of the Ronin series, which is really good. So but yeah, I can't wait to look forward to it. The real question is, we need to find out who's making that game, but but we'll see, we'll see.
And I'm curious why they're keeping the game maker under wraps. Like, okay, but
I don't know why
why?
either.
I'm curious as to why. So I'm sure we'll find out soon, but
Odd
I thought it was
story.
very interesting.
Yeah, odd thing is, what's it called? Usually when they do something like that, it's usually a small studio that's making it. So we may not even know who the studio is, but
I just
unless it's
assumed
like
it'd be Project CD.
the Project CD has too much of the too much. They love
They
making
have too much on their plate.
their epic. They like making their epic games levels. So who knows? Who knows? So yeah, the whole thing is crazy. But we'll see. We'll definitely see how it's going to go, and if it's um a, a lot of people are interested in it. It's actually kind of funny because when I decided to share that information on one of the page on one of our social media, I was thinking like, oh, people are just gonna get a couple thumbs up, and I was like, oh my god, a lot of people are really liking this idea. It's like, this is freaking awesome. Let's see. Well, I was the games whiz guy in our group. Me and my friend wanted to play a TMNT Sega game on the emulator that I had, so I want to download a ROM, but I misspelt the name of the site and got into it. Oh no! Wow. Okay. At the time, I was like, wait, this isn't the right site. Why is the turtle doing this? Oh no. Okay, that is funny. Oh, and she found it on the PC history? Oh, wow, you really screwed your friend, dude.
I had a similar situation happen to me, but my friend typed in the wrong thing and it came up and my grandparents found it on my history.
That is
Got in a lot
freaking
of trouble.
crazy. Oh, no, that is freaking hilarious. That's hilarious, though, too. It's like, Jesus, man, you really
Mhm.
did throw him in the ringer there. But anyways, but no, we'll see how the this road the TMNT Ronin is going to be. Uh,
I think it'll be
dude,
good.
and if y'all haven't read it, read it. You will love it. It is
So
not
good.
like you will not like. It's definitely a page turner. So definitely go for it. Okay, so my topic is actually a little bit funny. It's a little funny to me because I was talking about like the longest time about this uh if you haven't seen it, I think I would also urge folks to see it too, about the word salad that is the Congress the TikTok founder Congress conversation that they had to do. Like, he was questioned for 4 hours of like the questions that these folks were asking him were like, are you kidding? Are you joking? This is not even a thing. It's like, what are y'all talking about and stuff? Unbelievable. Unbelievable waste of time, I would say. But it was just unbelievable, just like what some of these people were going through.
Oh, for example, one senator asked, "So when I look at TikTok at home, is it connecting to my home Wi-Fi?" Well, yeah. Unless you're using your data plan, of course it is. And then he asked a follow-up question of, "So they know where I live?" Oh my god. Yep. So
How do you make
that's
those little how do you make those little people dance on your little screen there? I mean, they were that close of asking what those questions were. But anyways, I digress. We might be seeing something like that here again with this here, and it's the U.S. senators are blasting Sony's monopoly on Japanese games, and also hardware, which is very weird to me. What U.S. senators are saying is, and don't get me wrong, I think it's a little bit of a half truth because Sony is the one that did shut off their to allow third party companies to buy digital game keys from them rather than going through Sony to do it. They are 100% liable for that, but they are talking about they are talking about the PSVR 2 just came out, and they're saying that Sony has a stronghold for the hardware of 3D of high end video gameplay because of that system. But on top of that, they were also talking about Sony was also the one that was that charged up the games prices from $50 to $70 or $60 games to $70 games too as well. So they were mad about all this stuff though, this stuff too. So one of these people they're doing a push on this was one of the senators, I believe was Maria Cantwell, and she was saying that high end that She was worried that why Sony's monopoly is calling it monopoly because Sony's put strength on wanting to push these games to a higher level cost and stuff is like no company should just be able to do that. My return to you is that first off, the games are still cheaper than what it was back in early 1990s, in my opinion. Like because games were a lot more expensive than what it was then than it was now. Normal inflation, most of these games are now people are putting in millions, like virtually the same kind of budget that you do in the Hollywood cinema, movie into some of these games, and yet they're expecting you to either worry about getting DLC and do other stuff on top of that without paying the $70. I think $10 is reasonable in my opinion, personally, towards all of this. But the biggest thing I just don't understand is like why are senators worried about this? This isn't something that we need to worry about quite yet to be put in our government for our government folks to be like to be putting a flag on, like calling shenanigans on. We have so much other issues to worry about. but this but TikTok's thing, this thing is now starting to be coming on front headlines. It's like it's kind of weird to me. Am I going crazy, Lex, or is it just me?
No, again, they have so many other things to worry about. Like our healthcare system is screwed at the moment, and you're talking about how you don't think Sony is, how do they have a monopoly over the market? There are other companies that make VR sets, number 1. There
Hmm.
I believe there are 3. So, again, that's not a monopoly. They didn't create something that's so innovative. Excuse me a moment.
Hmm.
They aren't creating something that doesn't already exist by another company. They aren't creating a VR system that does something that the other VR systems don't, except connect to your PlayStation. And that's the whole point is they created a VR system that does connect to their PlayStation so that they can get more utilization after out of these $70 games. Whereas in the 90s, we got one game a year
Hmm.
because our parents couldn't afford to pay for more unless they happen to be on sale, and then you got crappy motorcycle games, right? So,
Hmm.
I don't again, they have so many other things to worry about, and this is it? This really you're worried about Sony having a monopoly? Stop. And they don't. Even if it was based on their systems, Xbox exists, there are other systems out there, not that a lot of people play them, but because of the content that is on them. But you know what I mean? Like it just it doesn't make sense to me. Why are you so worried about what Sony's doing that isn't illegal? It isn't a monopoly, and you're wasting our taxpayer money to then discuss these things.
That does nothing. Will do
Right.
nothing.
Blows my mind. Like, what are you going to tell Sony? You can't release those?
Yeah. I mean, like, it doesn't
No.
even make any sense. Kind of like, but Sandra, you have a good point on that. With $7 for a game, so a mobile game is allowed to charge $100 for in-game packs that do nothing more than speed up whatever grind is ongoing. It's like, oh yeah, yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But to say, hey, we're gonna make this AAA title, but this AAA title is going to cost $70. Then people are going to flip over. It's like what, like why is this even a conversation? I just don't even
It
I
shouldn't
don't even
be.
understand with all this nonsense that's going on. So many different things that could be worried about, but I just think that there's a level of disconnection because like these. I just don't like. It's just like having a meeting at work that is totally useless or pointless to have. It's just busy work, and they're just this is essentially what that is to me. This is just busy work of them showing, oh, hey, we are actually doing our jobs and stuff. No, you're not. This is just like a ridiculous waste of time. So I don't understand like why she's trying to call them out for a monopoly, which like now if you want to call them out and you want to legitimately see why you're doing something, why they're doing it this way, do call them out on something that you know is an issue, which is them not allowing third parties to purchase
Yes.
to make keys for the game to make some of these games cheaper on digital content. If you want to do that,
Right.
then do that. But don't come to us saying like, oh well, why are you jacking the price up? Freaking it's just so frustrating. It's
I
so
mean,
frustrating to see to hear this stuff.
well, and again, they put in like Hollywood style film money into these games because there's a lot of people that work on them. They need to pay those people. And if jacking the price up 10 more dollars is what's putting food on the table for somebody who worked really hard on a game, I don't mind. You know what I mean?
I don't
Like,
mind either. Yeah. The only thing that I mind when they do that is they need to do that all across the board. Like
yes.
if they say the game is going to cost $70, but it's going to be $70 only on the PS5 and PS4, PS5 and the Xbox Series S and X, then it needs to be $70 everywhere, like on PC and stuff. But when they say, oh, for PS4, for the previous generation system, a PS4 or PS4, it's going to be $10 cheaper. What that
Right.
tells me is that the game wasn't optimized at the best level. It
Right.
was optimized at the worst, which was technically PlayStation or Xbox, the previous generation's Xbox. So there's no reason
Correct.
why you would jack that price up to $10.
Right.
Yeah. But if the game was made for PS5, PS4, the next gen, the new gen, then yeah, then so be it. Do whatever the hell you're wanting to do. Like for it, I'll do that. If y'all don't, and y'all give me a complete game, none of this DLC nonsense and stuff like
Yeah.
that, you know. So yeah,
No,
that's
I totally agree.
yeah. So I'm just yeah, but it's just so ridiculous. Nah, if it's not worth it, don't buy it. Yeah. Well, I mean I mean that's true. I mean that goes for everything. It goes without saying. I'm just saying that like how the normal optics is for these for most of these games when they say like the one of the companies that I like that's been doing a good job on this was Sega, because Sega has done Sega knows that they are some of their games are only being optimized for all platforms so they can sell it on all things. When Ishin came out like last month, Ishin I believe was the only one that was at the full price of $70. The reason why it was coded in the level for PS5. It was
Right.
not coded for any other thing. It was coded for PS5 level stuff. So the minimum is going to be a PS5 levels of for its graphics and stuff, but
Mhm.
like you'll see the PS4 version of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, but like and I'm totally complacent with that. like
Agreed.
with that extra one. So yeah, that's just me being picky. But you're right. But you're right. But if it's but that's just what it is.
I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. So yeah, but we'll see. Price increases of games versus pharmaceutical patent manipulation for profit. Priorities for people. Yeah, I know, right? It's
Yeah.
like because that's the long term game. It's like, oh, little Timmy spent $70 on his newest copy of Call of Duty, but like, how much is his EpiPen? Oh, it's only $2,000.
Yeah.
It's like
No, no, no.
Jesus.
If I don't have insurance for the medications that I take, it's
Hmm.
$12,835.
Yeah, you're screwed. Oh, but no,
Uh-huh.
but hey, no, but this senator out there is looking out for us on like a monopoly for Sony. Like
Shut up, lady.
we can sleep better at night now knowing this.
Uh-huh.
It's just so ridiculous. This to like I mean I think the thing is that kind of got me off is just the stupid TikTok thing. Like I said, y'all got to watch that TikTok. Don't have to watch all of it, but or look at the highlights of some of these questions. These questions are cringeworthy. It is
Ridiculous.
unbelievably cringeworthy because these people are out of touch and out of sight. And what's even worse, they've already made their decision. So what was
Oh,
the
of
point of
course.
even doing? Yeah, what was the point of
Yeah.
even doing all of this?
Well,
So
and what's interesting too is you can tell like when the questions were asked by somebody on their team that actually understands TikTok and how the internet works, and
mm.
they'll read the question. They're like, I hope that sentence made sense. It did, you dingus, because it didn't come from you. It came from your intern who knows and understands how the internet and TikTok actually works. Oh my God. It was a laugh, right? If you need a good laugh, watch that, but
Very
also
fun.
maybe a good cry because why are they bothering, you know?
Very much so. So, but yeah. But anyways, we'll see. All right. So we'll wrap this up. One more thing. TikTok is problematic for various reasons, but not what they were challenging. Yeah, exactly.
No.
It was like what yesterday's thing was was just a bunch of waste. It was a waste of time, and it was a giant word salad of just
Mhm.
like it's just optics makes it look like they're doing something when in reality it's like
Well,
whatever.
and not only that, but they have like TikTok uses the same programs. Well, they use a similar program to what Facebook uses, and Facebook is much worse as far as our security and our information than TikTok is. So I find it very fascinating.
They just don't like well, they don't like the fact that it's I
It's
mean,
from China,
it's a Chinese company that has
right?
this information towards all these people. So like, I mean, and yeah, there's
Of
justification
what?
on why
Teenagers dancing?
I mean, they could I mean, it's just more like farming data and stuff like that. Easier access to
Yeah,
farm data for individuals. So
I
I
agree.
just and I'm like, you know what? You're right. There is that's obviously the issues here, but like the questions that you asked yesterday doesn't clearly reflect that you knew what you were talking about in the first place.
No.
That's why it's just so weird that they would like why they even did it in the
That
first
poor
in the
guy
first
was
place.
so patient with them too. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
4 hours. This wasn't like a question like, "Oh, it's an hour" kinda thing, you know? It's like,
No.
"Ooh, oh my god." It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Alright. Anyways, last topic update. There was a slight leak, a possible leak,
Mhm.
on an upcoming AAA title game, Spider-Man 2, that's coming out.
Ooh.
You played Spider-Man. You love Spider-Man,
I
right?
did. I'm
Except the
terrible
camera.
at swinging, and I hate taking photos.
You
I
really are
hate it.
adamant on it so much. Oh yeah, but did you play Miles Morales yet?
No.
Oh, you get.
I
I think you would like
technically didn't
Miles.
I think I would like Miles better, but I technically didn't beat Spider-Man 4, if I'm thinking correctly. I don't
You
think I
didn't?
did.
You didn't do the expansion?
No. Uh-uh.
Really? Are you sure? I thought you
I
did.
I don't
Didn't
think
you
I
stream it?
did. I did for a little bit. That's kind of on my list of next surgery and I'm stuck in bed, I will finish Spider-Man. Like, that's on my to-do list
Yeah.
when I have
Well,
nothing to do.
oh yeah. Well, one of the voice actors that was in Spider-Man 2 may have leaked a possible release of the game to be coming out in mid-May 2023. The speculations for this game was originally supposed to come out in the fall of 2023. But he made a slip like on one of the posts. Now, personally when they say or I'm sorry, sorry, not May, September 2023. He said in September 23. It may release in September 2023. Sorry. But yeah, so they were planning so they when he made it slip in the deal towards this release because I was like, man, if it's coming out in May, that would be too fast. But
Mhm.
no. But yeah, so we may be seeing this game coming very soon, really soon if there's no delays, which always with
Oh,
AAA
okay.
titles, I've always usually assumed that there is. I always think of the
Right.
worst. So yeah,
Kinda pulled a
but
Tom Holland and
uh,
accidentally squealed.
Tom Holland cannot keep his mouth shut. Like
They
he has
don't
to
give
have.
him they don't give him the whole scripts anymore. They give him the scripts, like, the day before of what he's shooting, so he doesn't
Uh,
know because he
yeah,
tells like, oh, he spoils it, which is
he
hysterical to
inadvertently
me.
spoils it. It's freaking hilarious. But yeah, no. So I mean, what do you? Is that going to be a game that you're looking forward to play,
Yes.
Lex? Yes.
I think that I will very much enjoy Spider-Man 2, as long as I don't have to take photos. But, I think I'm gonna like it. I wish it was a game that I could play on keyboard and mouse. I'm wondering, would
I'm
they
sure you
release this
can.
for PC?
Yeah, it's going to be coming out. Well, it's not going to come out immediately on PC. It's probably going to come out maybe next year or something on PC
Okay, I can
if they
wait.
did. Hmm.
Because I have it on my PlayStation 4, so
Hmm.
and my PlayStation is hooked up to the TV in the bedroom, which is a 50-inch, which now I can see really well even with my glasses off. So again, that's a game that I've kind of put in my surgery folder of activities I can do so I don't go stir crazy having to rest in bed all the time. Um, but yeah, you know what? A couple weeks ago, I started it over because I didn't remember all of the mechanics. Um, I didn't get very far, but it was like a separate save file just so I could remember all the mechanics to kinda get back into it, and then I didn't. I'm a jerk. But yeah, no, I love Spider-Man the game. I love Spider-Man. He's one of my favorite Marvel characters. He has been for a long time. Him and Tony are like my two favorite Marvel characters. So, and we do have the VR for Iron Man. It is so hard. I got so nauseous playing that. So
Mm,
I'm gonna stick to my Spider-Man.
that is hilarious. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that it's that well, I'm looking forward to it. I've always loved playing the Spider-Man games. I platinumed both of them, and
Of course you did.
yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely, but you know what I need to do? What I haven't done was play the expansion of the original of the Amazing
Oh,
Spider-Man.
really?
Yeah, I haven't played any of the expansion stories, which I should because I
I
heard those were pretty good too.
You have to have the first one to play Miles Morales, correct? But do you have to
No,
have beaten Oh, you don't?
no,
Miles
you don't.
Morales is separate?
Yeah, Bounce Browse is completely separate.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. So
shoot, maybe I'll play that.
no, no. Yeah, yeah. No, that one is like since he's not a photographer, they don't have photographer elements in it. So you're good. So now
Perfect.
comboing is gonna be kind of crazy because like I said, like you play on the keyboard. I don't know how you're gonna do all of that, but we'll see how but then again, we'll
I
see.
got fast fingies.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to September 2023. If it comes out, then awesome. I'm definitely gonna be playing that, playing a ton of
Same.
that. So but we're pretty much good. So
Sweet.
yeah.
Yeah, I wanted more of Amazing Spider-Man where he's more in like the laboratory. Like that
Mhm.
stuff fascinated me. It was less of the photography of the original Spider-Man, you know?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
so is the
definitely.
expansion just Amazing Spider-Man?
Well, it's not really an expansion, it's a game. It's not like oh
Oh, is it
wait,
separate?
yeah, you're talking about the are you talking about Miles Morales or are you talking about Spider-Man 2? Like what were you talking about? Like
Neither.
were you
You said The Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Spider-Man, the
Oh,
Insomniac
okay. Okay,
Spider-Man.
okay,
Yeah,
okay. Gotcha, gotcha.
yeah,
Never mind.
yeah. If they add Carnage or Venom in the next one, that'll be freaking amazing. I think if Venom is going to be in the new one, so we'll see. We'll
That'd be
definitely see.
awesome.
I mean, if Venom is in it, I'm pretty sure Carnage has to be. you know, so we'll
Why
figure it
not?
out. So, guys, well, folks, thank you for listening to episode number 168 of the CFG Game Cast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation as always. We will be back again next week. We have a new time. It's going to be Sunday afternoons. We're going to do the live stream and we're going to release it on Monday still each and every week. But if you did miss out on this specific episode, that's perfectly fine. We release it on Mondays every morning every week. So there's absolutely no reason to miss out on our sexy voices.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. And it's real excited to make it the number one game in America. Oh, it will be. It will be the number one game in America. Yeah, but guys, we'll be back again. But if you didn't check out this episode, go to our main website, confreaksgeeks.com, to check out the whole list of all the other stuff that we had in the background. We also released a new episode of Pop Culture Gems with the awesome voice actor from One Piece, Ryan McKeon. He does the voice of Pika from One Piece as well as the main character in Prince of Tennis. So definitely had a really good conversation. So guys, once again, this is Davis signing out with Lex. Y'all take it easy.
Bye.